kids, this is teacher Vidya. My aim is to make you all to explain the effect of imperial art on western perceptions of India. When you hear the word art, what immediately comes to mind? Art includes paintings, music, dance, literature, architecture, and photography. Today, we will learn about how the changes in visual arts brought about by the British influenced what the West thought about India. This painting shows a English artist of the ruins of a palace in Madurai, Tirumalai Nayakar Mahal. The buildings or structures are not new but old. We know this as the walls are broken with moss and weeds around. There are two cows near the ruins showing that the palace has probably not been used for many years. One Englishman is selecting fruits and vegetables while an Indian holds the basket. The Englishman standing in the center seems like the figure of authority. The Indians around him seem to be looking at him with respect. On seeing the painting showing the ruins of India, the British and others in Europe must have thought that India had a rich and glorious past, but the civilization has now decayed and the people are poor. There are no grand buildings or, in fact, any proper structures where people can live comfortably. On seeing the painting showing the Englishman being attended to by Indians, people in Europe must have thought that the British are bringing grand lifestyles into India. That the people in Europe would have been convinced of the supremacy and the strength of the British army in India. The photograph must have further convinced them that British soldiers are the one in charge, with Indian soldiers respecting their every command. The paintings are realistic. They show exactly what the artist saw without adding any supernatural elements. Colors, details, expressions on faces, and use of light and shadow have given a realistic and lifelike feel to the paintings. Let us learn about the reactions of Indian artists to changes in visual arts and society in India. As artists, many of us would create paintings showing Indians coming together to fight for their freedom. This painting shows a battle between Indian and British armies in which the British were defeated. The painting is not realistic for many reasons. The soldiers all look like the same, with the same clothes and postures, almost like toys and expressions. The paintings appears flat or two-dimensional. The painting shows goddess Durga on her line killing a demon even though the painting is not completely flat or two-dimensional. It is not realistic as it includes supernatural elements like the goddess with the 10 hands and the demon. The line does not look realistic either. The painting shows an Indian Babu. His hair is oiled and curled. The painting can be considered realistic because expressions and other details like proportions are lifelike. Some artists imbibed the realistic style of painting into their work, while others did not, as a sign of protest towards the changes in the world of visual arts in an attempt to save Indian traditions of art. Indian artists tried to portray their own supremacy over the British through paintings showing defeat of the British in battles, fighting for freedom. They expressed their unhappiness towards the changing social behavior of many Indians by creating comical caricatures of the Indian babus, imitating British dress and behavior, in the hope that such paintings would deter others from behaving in a similar way. In fact, printing presses were set up and the copies of paintings with messages of nationalism were distributed over the country. Both paintings are three dimensional, giving a realistic feel. Let us learn about the new art styles of famous Indian painters. Abanindranath Tagore, Raja Ravi Verma. Raja Ravi Verma painted a realistic images of gods, goddess, mythological characters, especially from Mahabharata and Ramayana epics. Abhinendranath Tagore painted the images of kings, queens, animals, and birds. His signature painting was that of Bharata Mata. Raja Ravi Verma created a fusion of Indian and Western styles in his paintings. He painted mythological characters and scenes from Indian epics using realism. Abanindranath Tagore created a new Indian style of painting by merging Mughal art forms with a Japanese style of painting. This painting, showing the striking down of Jatayu by Ravana, is a famous scene from the epic Ramayana. Who shaped the first national or Swadesh art movement in India? Ernest Binfield Havel, the principal of the Calcutta Art School, as well as a supporter of the need for a genuine Indian art form, along with the Abanindranath Tagore, shaped the first Swadesh art movement in India. The Indian Society of Oriental Art was set up in Calcutta, and Abanindranath Tagore was appointed as the art teacher to teach the new form of Eastern art. Influential journals like the Modern Review and Paramashi carried articles and views in support of the new Eastern art. Many students of Abhinandranath Tagore set up art schools in cities all over India to teach the skill of Eastern art to budding artists. Abhinandranath did not include any Western elements, styles, or techniques in his paintings. At first, he drew inspiration from the Mughal Empire and styles of painting. However, he later turned to Japanese art forms and incorporated those styles into his work. By doing this, he created an Asian form of art as opposed to an isolated Indian form of art. By rejecting Western styles and bringing together Eastern styles in his paintings, Abindranath challenged Western dominance through his art. Why did Raja Ravi Verma painting begin to get criticized? In the beginning of the 20th century, nationalistic sentiments were growing all over the country. Indians wanted independence from the oppressive British rule. In the wake of such nationalistic feeling, Raja Ravi Verma's paintings began to be criticized as un-Indian as they incorporated the Western style of realism. Indians now wanted a unique Swadesh art. Thank you so much, kids.